What's the world's strangest job that actually exists? I got fired from Target for eating expired yogurt from the dumpster. Manager caught me during my lunch break and said it was unprofessional. Like, sorry for being broke, Karen. Had 12 bucks to my name and 3 days until my roommate changed the locks and threw my stuff on the street. Scrolling Craigslist at 2 in the morning when I found this weird posting. Professional queue jumper needed. $50 per jump, no questions asked. Sounded sketchy as hell, but desperation makes you stupid. And I was beyond desperate at that point. Called the number, and this guy Marcus explains the job. Rich people hire me to cut in lines for them. Not stand in lines like a normal person waiting their turn, but actually cut them and push ahead. They pay me to be the bad guy so they don't have to look like jerks in public or deal with dirty looks from strangers. My first job was cutting the Starbucks line during morning rush hour downtown. Some tech bro in a bright red Tesla texted me his exact order and said just push to the front like you own the place and belong there. Made 50 bucks in 5 minutes watching 20 angry office workers death stare me while I ordered his oat milk macchiato with extra foam and 2 shots of vanilla. The jobs kept getting weirder and more uncomfortable though. A pharmaceutical executive's wife paid me $300 to cut the emergency room line because she had what looked like a tiny hangnail but wanted immediate medical service without waiting. I had to fake chest pains and stumble through the waiting room clutching my shirt while she casually walked in behind me, claiming to be my deeply concerned sister who drove me there. Then some oil executive hired me to cut the TSA security line at the airport during holiday travel season. Had to pretend I was running late for my grandmother's funeral with tears in my eyes while he strolled through security behind me with his expensive golf clubs and designer luggage. Watched him board a private jet to Vegas while actual grieving families waited an extra hour because of my fake emergency. But the absolute worst one was cutting the food bank line on Thanksgiving morning downtown. This hedge fund manager wanted to make a big donation for his Instagram and LinkedIn, but didn't want to wait with the actual hungry people who might make him uncomfortable. Made me push past families with crying kids and elderly folks with walkers just so he could get his tax write-off photo opportunity without the inconvenience of seeing real poverty up close. Marcus started giving me all the premium clients after that because I never complained or asked questions. Hospital waiting rooms, government benefit offices, school enrollment lines, unemployment offices. Rich people who wanted public services but couldn't stomach waiting with regular humans who actually needed help and had nowhere else to go. The breaking point came when a pharmaceutical CEO hired me to cut the line at a soup kitchen downtown on a freezing Tuesday morning. He was filming some charity commercial about giving back to the community but needed it done fast because he had a yacht party in the Hamptons later that afternoon and couldn't be late. I pushed past this elderly veteran in a wheelchair wearing a faded Marines jacket and suddenly realized what I had become. Someone who makes poor people wait longer and suffer more just because wealthy jerks can afford to buy their way to the front of absolutely everything in life. That old man looked up at me with these tired, weathered eyes and said, "Go ahead, son. I got nowhere else to be anyway. Take your time." His quiet dignity and patience hit me like a freight truck. Here I was taking money to make his already difficult day even harder, just so some millionaire could pretend to care about homeless people for 30 seconds of social media footage. I turned around and walked away from $500 that day without looking back. Marcus called me an hour later, screaming about professionalism and how I was completely ruining my reputation in the queue jumping industry. Like that was supposed to make me feel guilty or ashamed. Now I work at a grocery store stocking shelves and helping customers for minimum wage. Same exact pay as Target, but at least when I go home at night I can actually look at myself in the mirror without feeling sick. Plus they let employees take home expired food instead of firing us for eating it, which is honestly a huge upgrade from my previous retail experience. The rich people are still out there paying someone else to cut lines and skip ahead of everyone, but it's not me anymore and never will be again. Some things are more important than rent money, and human dignity is definitely one of them.